I bought my ranch to get away from people like her. After 20 years working construction and saving every spare dollar, I finally closed on a 60-acre spread just outside a small town in Arizona. It had everything I wanted: open desert, an old ranch house I could fix up myself, and most importantly, freedom. But I didn't know the nightmare living next door. Deborah Karen Langford, self-appointed queen of the neighboring HOA subdivision, which sat just beyond my back fence. The first time I met her, she leaned over the gate like she owned the place. "You can't leave that old trailer parked there," she barked, pointing at my fifth wheel. I told her it was on my land, and I wasn't part of her HOA. She frowned. "Still, there are standards. This whole community's view includes your yard." That's when I realized she thought her HOA's imaginary bubble extended into my ranch. Things got worse fast. She started showing up at my gate with warnings written on HOA letterhead. One for my clothesline, one for my dogs barking at night, even one for improper roof materials after I installed a steel roof on the barn. I laughed and tossed each one in the fire pit. But Karen didn't. One morning, I was clearing brush when I heard sirens. A deputy cruiser rolled up my long dirt driveway. 2 officers stepped out. "Sir, we got a call about a suspicious squatter on the property," the taller one said. "Claims you're living here illegally." I blinked. "Excuse me?" He gestured toward my house. "Someone from the Whisper Ridge HOA said the legal owners moved out years ago and that you broke in." That someone was Karen. I brought out my title deed, utility bills, and driver's license, all with my name and address. One of the officers chuckled as he handed them back. "Looks like you're more than legal. Sorry to bother you." Karen stood by the fence, arms crossed, watching like a hawk. "You'll regret this," she muttered, loud enough for me to hear. I didn't, but she would. 2 weeks later, I got a letter from the county. Apparently, Karen had reported me again, this time for illegal well drilling. It triggered an inspection. The county sent a hydrologist to check everything. He walked my property, looked at my old well cap, and then noticed something strange: a buried pump line that extended past my boundary. Turns out, the Whisper Ridge HOA wasn't getting water from their municipal connection anymore. They'd illegally tapped into my well years ago, likely before I even bought the land. They never disclosed it in the sale. Now that was a felony. The hydrologist filed a report. Within days, the county ordered the HOA to cease usage. Fines stacked up. A lawsuit followed. Suddenly, dozens of Karen's neighbors were furious. Not at me, but at her. She'd known about the illegal tap for years. It was her idea. She had forgotten to inform the board that the HOA's irrigation system was hooked into a private well outside their jurisdiction. And she picked the wrong guy to antagonize. With a little legal help and a very public letter to the town paper, I filed for damages. The HOA settled. They paid to reseal the illegal tap, fix my well, and compensate me for stolen water over the past 5 years, even before I owned the place. Karen? She lost her HOA presidency. Then, I heard she had to sell her house to help cover the HOA's legal costs. Last I saw, a for sale sign stood where her fancy mailbox used to be, rusted and leaning, with no one around to fix it. Now my ranch is just how I wanted it. Quiet,